There's a new trend across America. Once held captive by a dependency on foreign oil, inefficient automobiles, and limited options, Americans are now driving alternative fuel vehicles and choosing to reduce their carbon footprint in order to contribute to a better world.
The most important thing to me is my family, and I think it's important that my children have a cleaner world to grow up in. I think it's important that they have cleaner air. I think it's important that they grow up in a world that's greener than it is now and has less dependence on foreign oil.
The number of alternative fuel vehicles on U.S. highways has risen, and the demand for these vehicles is expected to continue to increase over the next 5 years. Since its founding in 1993, the U.S. Department of Energy Clean Cities program has remained true to its mission by supporting local decisions to adopt practices that reduce the use of petroleum in the transportation sector. Clean Cities has been responsible for more than 2.4 billion gallons of petroleum being replaced, reduced, or eliminated. Partnerships form the foundation of the Clean Cities program, which boasts 90 coalitions nationwide and almost 6,500 stakeholders.
The reason that Clean Cities has been successful for so many years, and why I think it'll continue to grow into the future, is that people really understand how important it is for us to no longer be addicted to oil and to dirty petroleum-based fuels for our cars and trucks.
Clean Cities has awarded funding to more than 450 initiatives nationwide, including the Clean Cities Learning Program, a project of the National Alternative Fuels Training Consortium, the NAFTC. A program of West Virginia University, the NAFTC is the only training organization in the United States dedicated to promoting, supporting, and expanding the use of alternative fuel and advanced technology vehicles in an effort to improve air quality and decrease U.S. dependence on foreign oil. With all new technologies come concerns about safety. As part of the Clean Cities funding, the NAFTC has designed and developed first responder safety training classroom materials and lab activities related to emergencies involving alternative fuels, alternative fuel vehicles, and advanced vehicle technologies. There are approximately 6.4 million vehicle crashes in the United States each year. According to the U.S. Department of Energy's Alternative Fuels and Advanced Vehicles Data Center, more than 700,000 alternative fuel vehicles are in use today. As a result, there is an increased need to properly educate and train first responders on today's advanced technology vehicles.
Obviously, there are different hazards that we're not used to yet in the fire service, and that alternative vehicles are becoming more and more prevalent in our response areas, that sooner or later we're going to see more and more on the road than we are actual gasoline vehicles. It's going to start to become a problem if we don't train properly for it.
The first responder safety training will teach emergency personnel what they need to know about alternative fuel vehicles and how to respond at an accident scene, especially when involving extrication. To make the information easier to access, the training consists of modules that can be used together or independently. Each module focuses on a specific alternative fuel technology. The modules range from existing technologies such as ethanol, biodiesel, natural gas, and propane, to advanced new vehicle types that are growing in popularity, such as hydrogen, fuel cells, and electric drive vehicles. Electric drives are the most popular alternative fuel vehicles on the roads and are the most effective in contributing to cleaner air through reduced emissions and pollution. J.D. Power & Associates predicts that hybrids will account for 7% of the total U.S. car market by 2015. The plug-in electric vehicle is also expected to dominate the roadways. In fact, President Obama has called for 1 million plug-in electric vehicles on the roads by 2015, creating an even greater need for first responders to be properly trained when dealing with these vehicles at an accident scene.
Does that mean that the vehicles are unsafe?
Alternative fuel and advanced technology vehicles are safe. First responders are already highly qualified and trained, but because alternative fuel vehicles are just now gaining prevalence, most first responders haven't yet learned the intricacies of dealing with one at the scene of an accident. As with any vehicle, there are important safety features that first responders need to know. This training is a critical resource to properly educate these first responders. Participants in this training will be part of an interactive classroom and receive hands-on training delivered by a qualified NAFTC National Training Center instructor. The portable First Responder Quick Reference Guide is designed to be used at the scene of an alternative fuel vehicle emergency. This guide is unique in that it's one of the few on-scene resources available regarding specific vehicle models and detailed safety and extrication information at a quick glance. The personnel involved in responding to vehicle emergencies who would benefit from this training include firefighters, paramedics, hazardous response teams, and police officers.
Anything that makes our job safer for each one of us. If something would happen to us as far as on the scene and we can't help that person, then we're really no good to anyone.
Just as auto safety has progressed through the development of speed limits, seatbelts, and airbags, the first responder safety training will help ease any apprehension and uncertainty about these new vehicle technologies, and help ensure that not only are we protecting our natural resources, but providing the peace of mind that our roadways will be safe.
I think it's important that the first responders understand that if there is an alternative fuel vehicle involved, that they know the appropriate ways to respond. So I think that, that if my children are in the back seat of my car, then it's important that they know how to get them out safely.
Together, we can take the next steps toward promoting cleaner air and reducing our dependency on petroleum by supporting the next generation of alternative fuel vehicles. All training from the Clean Cities Learning Program is available from your local U.S. Department of Energy, Clean Cities Coalition, and the National Alternative Fuels Training Consortium. By visiting the program website, you can locate your Clean Cities Coalition or NAFTC National Training Center and request the Clean Cities Learning Program First Responder Safety Training.